Hey now, boys and girls. Sorry, behind the scenes, Jerk was being a jerk. How are you guys tonight? Welcome to show 106 here of the Pucknologists, which, of course, leads me to see that I have unfortunately forgotten to make an update. But now we're here. All right. So, hey now. How you guys doing? Do us a favor, as always. Find us on social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit. Occasionally we throw that Discord thing down. Hang out with us, man. Subscribe.
Or woman, it's 2020.
True. Subscribe, follow, all those things. Tell a friend. Remember, in case you ever miss a show, you can check us out on your favorite podcast catcher. Everything's on the YouTube channel, and everything can be found at tealtownusa.com. So here we are. Remember, if you want to support the show, please use the super chat option to donate during live shows and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell a friend. We'd appreciate all those things. What up, everybody? What up, Rocket Backhander?
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Rocket Backhander. Happy to be here.
And cheers to one hockey jerk.
My yotes.
Here we go. Here we go.
We got their numbers.
All right. Jeez. So.
I had to.
All right. Let's get into.
Wait. Before we start,
All
do you see this comment that says "Feel bad for Leafs Nation"? Because I gotta say, I don't.
Yeah, but do you see this other comment that says "Experience Regina"? Because I do.
Huh? Who?
There you go.
Who? All right. So, anywho, let's get into round zero, if you will, a.k.a. F your top seeds. Carolina swept the Rags. Killer picks from Jerk and I on that one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that went out well. So, Henrik Lundqvist, is he gone? I don't know.
If he's not gone, he's not the starter because it's very obvious to me and should be obvious to everybody else. They've given the keys to Igor Shesterkin, and why wouldn't you? I mean, he's probably soon to be, the next Andrei Vasilevsky, and that guy's pretty good. So why wouldn't you give him the keys?
What's Cat's name again?
Igor Shesterkin.
Not Shesterkin?
Well,
Shesterkin?
Okay, so Shesterkin is the Anglo pronunciation, but if you were in his homeland, you would say Shestyorkin.
Why is it going to be Anglo? I don't know.
Oh.
All right. Islanders over Florida inside of 4. I think me and you, Jerk, hit that one right on the head.
Dude, I picked that one in my sleep. Next.
Yeah. All right. Montreal versus Pittsburgh. Habs win in 4. Marleau averages 11 minutes of ice time, 0 points. And bye-bye, Pittsburgh. It was nice seeing you. You got to feel a little bit for Marleau on that one. A little bit. No? Okay, then.
I do. I wanted him to win the cup, but, for obviously everybody here knows, Pittsburgh was who I picked to win the cup, so I now look stupid, which I don't like. That's all I have to say.
All right. Columbus versus Toronto, which as we're live right now, Sunday night, 8 o'clock, that game, or that series, I should say, just wrapped up a few minutes ago. Columbus pisses away a 3-0 lead with 4 minutes left in Game 4. And what did Toronto piss away a 3-0 lead in Game 3? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Yeah, Columbus stormed back from down 3-0 to win in Game 3, and then in Game 4, Toronto stormed back from down 3-0 to win.
And then Toronto, oh man, I still can't believe that overall, the 2 number 5 seeds get knocked out by the 12 seeds, and there went home ice advantage. No more Edmonton, no more Toronto, as if home ice was a thing, but still, funny. Chicago over Edmonton in 4. I haven't heard that McDavid's asked for a trade yet, at least not publicly. I think we will find out if he'll ask for a trade. I want to say tomorrow at about 3:05 Pacific. once Edmonton gets the number 1 pick in the draft.
Oh, it's going to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
See, I think it's Toronto. Calgary beats Winnipeg in 4. Another one that Jerk and I kind of whiffed on.
Well, that's easy to do, when half of the other team is like dead. So, Scheifele and Laine both dumped in the first game. Mason Appleton, who's not a sexy name, he got hurt too. And then, Tucker Poolman took a slap shot off the face. Matthew Perreault got banged up. I think Blake Wheeler missed a hot second. So, nobody was feeling good on Winnipeg. If Winnipeg's healthy, I still think they win that series. But, whatever.
All right. And then after shutting out Vancouver in Game 1, Minnesota loses 3 straight. And to really just... Alex Stalock, brother, you had a shutout in the first game. That was awesome. And then in game 11 seconds in, it was over. I got up to take a leak, and when I came back, it was done.
Yeah, that's the beauty and glory of Alex Stalock. High risk, high reward, high failure.
High low. And just come on. Jerk, you're waiting for it.
Say it.
I'm sorry. Hashtag our Yotes.
I'm just saying, who picked the Yotes over Nashville? I think I did.
I think I did as well. I was rolling with them.
Maybe. But I just want to say, Rocket, AJ, obviously, I want to thank you for your support over these last 5 seasons of, standing by me as I,
every year said this is going to be the year.
Relentlessly stood by them. It's like I said last week, when the 3 of us were talking, right, where it's like, you got to get the goal, get a goal early and then just lock it down. And in, games 1, 3, and 4, which are the games the Yotes won, the Yotes had a lead pretty early on in the first period, all 3, so they played their own game very well. But, and I know Rocket may have some things to say about this, but I expected more from Nashville.
I kind of didn't. I think that they've struggled all season. They struggled last year. It hasn't been the same team since they got rid of Laviolette. And I don't think that the coaching change was necessary.
Yeah, it's
totes my Yotes.
I'll tell you this. I'm not shedding any tears over them being eliminated.
Same.
Well, now, didn't somebody from the Panthers already get the Spanish Archer?
Yeah, so Dale Talon, this was the last year of his contract as GM, and the writing was on the wall when it's a week going into entering the bubble and ownership didn't offer him a contract extension. I think that's pretty indicative of what's going on. And then, as it seemed like as soon as Florida was eliminated, it was kind of out there on Twitter that Dale Talon was going to be leaving, which, I think a new set of eyes would be good for Florida just because, they have the talent. They just can't seem to figure it out for whatever reason. But I seem to remember not too long ago, Florida, I seem to remember Florida kind of moving Dale Talon aside in favor of a new GM, and that new GM was so bad they had to bring Dale Talon back. So who knows what happens.
Well, who else do you think gets the elbow after round 0? What do you think? Anything changes in Toronto?
No.
No.
No scapegoats? Pittsburgh?
No.
Come on, there's got to be something in the Rangers.
Yeah, I was going to say there's going to be something going on in the Rangers, but God knows who it'll be. Well,
let's get to the round robin. I got to be honest. I watched a little bit of the round robin, but I'm just kind of like, how much? How much am I going to watch of this? Because they're already in, and it's like, yeah, it has to do with seeding, but they're all playing in neutral sites, whatever. But I will say it's kind of funny that Boston finished the season number 1, finishes 4th in the round robin. St. Louis finishes the season number 1, finishes 4th in the round robin. Meanwhile, both the teams that finished second, Tampa in the East, Colorado in the West, both finished second in the round robin. It was almost like, why did we even bother?
You know what? I gotta say, dude, I hate to say it, you guys. This might be Vegas's year.
Get out. Take your shit. Get out now.
I hate to say it. I mean, they rolled through the round robin without Max Pacioretty and with Robin Lehner in net. Now, Robin Lehner's good, but he's also their backup goalie. So, I don't know. I think...
But the thing about Robin Lehner is that he's not a backup goalie. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's more like it's a 1A 1B situation. So as good as Marc-Andre Fleury is, I don't think it's like calling James Reimer a backup goalie, which is not what he is.
Right. I don't know. I look at Vegas, and I look at Vegas the same way I looked at Colorado and Pittsburgh for some reason, where like they were so good while they were banged up. So now that they're fully healthy, the sky is kind of the limit.
Well, for the giggles, let's just do it. All right. Now, Philly coming in to March, or to the stoppage, if you will, wasn't Philly like the hottest? Like they were like 9-0-1 over the 10 before March, whenever we stopped.
Something like that.
Thought they were pretty hot. So that continued. So Pittsburgh versus Montreal. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh. Philadelphia versus Montreal. You can see the record there. Philly beat them twice. So what are we going? Philly in 3? Oh, wait, it's best of 7. So Philly in 3? No, I would take. I'll take Philly in 6 on this one, just because I do think Carey Mother effing Price will do Carey Price type things.
Oh wow, that's a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna be against the grain here, and I'm gonna say Habs in 7.
Nice.
They're gonna make them fight for it.
I've now decided I don't pick games. So I'm just gonna say Philly, in anywhere from 4 to 7 games.
There you go.
Sure.
Well, and you gotta feel like Philly's just gotta have a little bit of the weight lifted off, because they know if they screw up, Philly fans are nut jobs. So if they screw up, they're not gonna have stuff being thrown at them. So it's a little relief. So that's why I'm kind of going Philly there. Tampa and Columbus. This, to me, it's like Columbus, hell of a fun job you had with Toronto, but it took you 5 games to get past Toronto. I wasn't that impressed with Toronto. And I think Tampa is going to have some things to say about getting ceremoniously run out in 4 a year ago. Well, I guess a little over a year ago now, but Tampa. I think Tampa in 5.
If Tampa does better, do we get any kind of picks? Or I mean, I know we got a first for Goodrow, but like, is that?
Nope.
There's no. Okay, so that's it.
No,
the only matter.
Well, the only thing we're hoping for is Dylan.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Dylan in terms of a pick upgrading, but Tampa Bay will still be interesting to watch, because depending on how Tampa Bay does in the playoffs will determine where the Sharks where they pick. It will be right now it's anywhere from 16 to 31. So
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. Well, I mean, it potentially can be terrible, but
it's not like the Sharks have a history of screwing up on their round 2 drafts, but anyway.
Right?
But you're taking Tampa in that one, Jerk? Oh, really? Struggling that hard, are we?
That's what my brain says. My brain says take Tampa. Tampa has been the bridesmaid for the last 5 years. I want to say Tampa, dude, but I look at how Columbus played against Toronto, and the thing is, Toronto and Tampa Bay are very similar teams, and I don't know. I just see Columbus being, and folks, write this down. I see Columbus being this year's St. Louis, where they just grind you down, and then when you're so beat up you can't do anything, that's when they take advantage.
Yeah.
So I want to say Tampa Bay, but if I'm wrong, just remember that I really like Columbus.
I think it's going to come down to, I mean, because like it's going to compound on what Jerk said about Columbus's play style. They'll grind you down until you're done. And with Toronto, that was easy because they really, past that first line, they don't have a whole lot of depth. Sorry. So if Tampa can field a little bit more depth, they might be able to battle back and withstand what Columbus throws at them.
I think that's a good way to look at it, because I mean, like to your point, like Toronto's top six is really good, and that third line is okay. That fourth line is passable, but no, to your point, Rocket, like Tampa Bay's depth is much better. So I think a smart person would say Tampa. That's the difference. But you know, we also saw Columbus neutralize Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and John Tavares. So
yeah, but that's all they had to neutralize for that entire series was those three. That's it. Like,
well, there's a couple other guys, but yeah, you're right.
Either way,
like
I'm going with Tampa on this one. I think they're gonna just be so jacked about last season. I think that's just gonna be beaten into their heads until that series is over. And boy, if Tortorella gets them twice in 2 seasons, yikes! Because for those of you who don't remember, Tortorella did win a cup as the coach of Tampa, so maybe he has some things to say about that. Back to the Philly-Montreal for a second. Just to let you know, Carter Hart 2-0 versus Montreal this season. Carey Price 3-1. Carter Hart for Philly, a 1 goals against average with a .966 save percentage. Hey now, kid's got a lot of heart. Oh, all right. Washington and New York series was tied. Yeah, I'm just going straight down the numbers. So, yeah, I'm taking Washington in this one.
Yeah, same here.
Same here.
Yeah, nothing needs to be said. Again, it seems like any series that either the Panthers or the Islanders are involved in, we're kind of like, yeah, well, whoever, whatever, don't care. It's a redheaded stepchild of the NHL.
Well, I gotta pull for Washington because my boy is skating over there. So.
Well, true, of course.
Yeah.
Boston versus Carolina. Call me a Drew Weber convert. I'm rooting for the Canes in this one. I think Canes in 7.
Ooh.
Or less.
How dare you give Boston that much real estate?
This is a good matchup. I think it's going to be a lot of physicality from Boston, and I think that the Canes are going to be able to withstand it and maybe have a little bit more offensive production. I don't know. It's going to be good.
Did Boston even win a game in the round robin?
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I will say, kind of like what Rocket was saying earlier with the Maple Leafs, where Carolina's top line, you have Aho, Svechnikov, and Teravainen.
Dude,
that
Aho's
line is
kicking
like
it.
I was gonna say that line is like disgusting. But if they quiet down, then all of a sudden I think Boston should wipe them.
I don't know. Remains to be seen. Who are you taking though? If you had to put some money on this one.
Carolina.
There you go.
Begrudgingly.
All right. That's cool.
Mr. Carolina is only going to win 1 game against the Rangers in that series.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move to the West. Okay. Oh, do we even need to? Ugh.
Chicago in 2.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Principle alone.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, I think the Knights are going to win that, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's in 5 or less. I hate to say it.
For me, it's Golden Knights as well, but I've made it no secret how much I fancy Chicago over the years. So I think if they snuck a couple wins out of it, I think I could be happy. But yeah, ultimately the Golden Knights.
I can't stand Vegas, so I would prefer that Chicago win.
Oh, I'd prefer they win. I just don't think they're going to.
I have to have faith. I have to hope.
All right. The next series, of course, is Colorado versus Totes my Yotes. But I have to say a little something. We know that the jerk man, bit of a Yotes guy. But I don't know how to tell you this. I got a new seat cover recently. It looks rather nice. And I think that might be the team that I'm rooting for. I'm just saying. But
would you want to have a gentleman's wager on this series?
No. No. But here we go. I think I will give the Yotes the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say Colorado in 7. I'm leaning Colorado in 6, but I'll say 7. Jerk.
Yotes.
Okay.
I gotta Yotes. My head says Colorado, but I don't know. The Yotes, I mean, Nashville's a good team. They're not as good as Colorado, but they're still a good team. And the Yotes shut them down. Darcy Kemper was one of the best goalies in the league this year before he got hurt. And, Taylor Hall and Phil Kessel have been really good together. Nick Schmaltz hasn't even played a game yet because he's been hurt. So if they get him back, it's a whole nother ball game, and that defense is really good. It's the same. I mean, I'm going to keep going back to what Rocket said, but you look at how Columbus shut down the Maple Leafs. I feel like we could kind of see the same thing with Arizona and Colorado. I mean, Arizona is very stingy to play against, and if all of a sudden Nathan McKinnon doesn't have room to operate, who knows what can happen?
Yeah. It's going to be. I think it'll be fun either way. It's one of those like. I would not be averse to watching either one of those teams make it all the way to the final series. So I'm kind of like, I'm not really upset about winners or losers in that meetup.
So who you take?
Agreed.
I will say Arizona.
Yes.
All right. F the both of you. That's fine. No, I feel you. I know you're rolling.
Phil deserves one more trip.
All right. Dallas and Calgary. Coming into this series, I would have said Dallas easy peasy. At this point, I'm going Calgary because Dallas is not scoring.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the goalies for Calgary have looked a little sus.
They haven't even played Big Save Dave.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I'm saying Dallas on 3 principles. Number 1, I don't like Calgary. Number
What?
2, they're not playing Big Save Dave. Number 3, they're not wearing their beautiful jerseys.
When did you stop not liking Calgary?
When Johnny Gaudreau showed his true colors as a large diaper-wearing adult last year.
Yikes! All right.
Oh wow.
So you taking Dallas?
Yes, sir. Joe Pavelski, my man.
Oh no, I'm rooting for it. Again, this is one of those things. The heart says Dallas, the head says Calgary. Rock.
See both.
I'll say Dallas just because I'm gonna be a homer and be like, go Pavs.
Yeah. No, I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, St. Louis and Vancouver. I think this is actually the sexiest matchup for this round.
Probably.
I'm gonna go Vancouver on this one.
Ooh, against the defending champs.
Yeah, they're a bunch of grinders.
And St. Louis, like I said, came into this one number 1 seed and left the number 4 seed. Did not look that outstanding in the round robin. Jerk?
I'm saying Vancouver because number 1, I hate St. Louis. Number 2, I said at the beginning of the season, don't sleep on Vancouver. AJ gave me a hard time, and here we are.
What are you talking about? I was talking Vancouver dark horse and by Thanksgiving.
But no, I just think, Vancouver is kind of in the same situation as an Arizona, where it's kind of like they haven't really had all of their big guns going yet. So if they can get that rolling, I think Vancouver can dethrone the winning chance. I mean, Jacob Markstrom, again, was a Vezina caliber goalie this year despite getting hurt. And, the guy, like I said, the guys that they relied on a lot this year, I mean, Tyler Toffoli crushed it when he went there. And I feel like he's been really cool. I feel like he's been really quiet since the playoffs started. So if he can come alive and you get the same level of production from the guys who've already been firing, I think Vancouver could. I think they could handle it really quickly, especially because St. Louis, like you said, AJ, they haven't clicked since they've gotten into the playoffs.
Yeah, they seem a little disinterested, if you will. Could be, I don't know. Was that cup hangover? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Also,
because they
will
were
say
so
this-
good during the regular season. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's fine. No, you're right. They were good during the regular season, but regular season doesn't matter, as we all know.
Hey.
I'm going to say I'm still pulling a little bit for Vancouver in this one, just because I've been listening to the radio broadcast of these games quite a bit because I'm listening while I'm at work, and I have really come to appreciate play-by-play announcers and also analysts, and I really have come to loathe color guys because they're generally just obnoxious. And Vancouver uses Yannick Hansen as an analyst.
No, they don't. Are you serious?
I am serious. And he's really good.
Well, I mean,
it's his analytics are really, like, the way he explains everything is very clear. It makes a lot of sense, and his accent is wonderful. So I would like to see Vancouver advance just so I can get more Yannick Hansen analysis in my life, because he does a good job, surprisingly.
So what you're saying, Rocket, is after all this time, you are now a fan of Yannick Hansen and what he does for a profession.
What he does for,
I'm waiting for Jerk to just start, and it's like, well, it's August 9th, it's whatever time, and Yannick Hansen is still doing color for Vancouver.
No, not color.
Yeah,
He's
no,
not a color guy. He's an analyst.
No, I'm with Rocket I'm with Rocket there, because, like, you know, especially too, like, if you listen to, like, we've gone on and on about how there are some regional television broadcasters who are unbearable, but there are some regional radio guys who are just like, it's like, how many journalism classes have you taken? Like, it's unbelievable. Like Rocket said, like, you have, like, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, the one that comes to mind is the guy who does color on the radio for Tampa Bay. Like, that guy is, like, he's such a big homer. I recall listening to a game of the Lightning on the radio, and the team they're playing scored, and this color guy is just saying, "Oh no, those guys were really working hard," and I'm like, "Are you their dad?" Like,
oh, that's a terrible penalty. I can see that from here. Oh my God.
No, I'm, watching these round robins, and it's been fun to watch the different feeds and getting a little taste, because typically I got other things going on. So it's watch the game, and then when they go to intermission, it's like, okay, that I'm taking advantage of that time to do other things. This time I actually listened to some guys. The dude who is the, I guess, Brody Brazil for the Arizona Coyotes, that guy.
Oh, Todd Walsh.
Oh my God, dude, that guy was just short of a coma. Like, he was like just coming out of like a blackout, it seemed, every time they would cut to him. And it was like he was, and they got him situated at the Glendale Arena, and he was talking like he was hoping that he wasn't going to like wake up the janitors. I mean, dude was well, and that's the way the first period ended. What did you think about that, Tyson? Well, I thought it was great. And what do you think about my hair? Because I've really been working on it. This, like,
dude, I love Tyson
is
Nash.
flow.
I love Tyson Nash, dude. I love him.
But he's got a little bit of energy in his, well, that's what I thought about it. And back to Walsh. He's, all right, that sounds good. It sounds. Hey, I'm not keeping you up, am I? No. Okay.
Dude, I love Tyson Nash.
No, dude's good. But anyway, yeah, listening to some of these color guys, that makes me appreciate what we have in. But also I should say that Forsland. That dude needs to just kick Emmerich's ass out the window. Just bye, man. That guy's good. But
yeah, John Forsland's always been good, but nobody really started gassing him up until the Hurricanes nickeled and dimed him and he quit.
Oh man, he's good. So we've got all the matchups. We made our picks. So what happens next? Well, of course, tomorrow, from what I understand, is just a free day for everybody. Well, if you listen to Chris Tanev, things might get a little weird. We'll get into that in a minute. But the number one draft pick will be announced tomorrow as we're recording on Sunday evening. So if it's, I'm just going to call it right now. Edmonton 25%, Toronto 25%, Pittsburgh 25%. The remaining teams split the final 25%. I just figure it's going to be Edmonton because if it isn't, McDavid's going to be like, yeah, I'm out. Trade me. Wouldn't it be great if Pittsburgh and Edmonton just traded Crosby for McDavid straight up? That would be a story. That would be a story. That would be a story. So who gets it?
That would be weird.
Who do you think gets it?
They should trade Zach Cassian for the bucket of pucks. Yeah.
Who do you think gets the number one?
Edmonton.
It's pulling a name out of a hat. I can't, you can't quantify that. But
yeah, but we all know if Toronto, Pittsburgh, or Edmonton get it, we're going to be like, of course one of those three got it, If Nashville gets it, everybody's going to be like, really?
If Nashville gets it, then, Lafreniere is going to leave his, finish his ELC and go to, the Swedish Elite League. But I don't know. I want to say Minnesota for some reason.
All right.
Well, because has Minnesota really had ever a superstar?
I don't know, dude. Have you heard about that guy Kaprizov coming over? Oh, baby.
But in their history, have they had the sexy name really?
Marian Gaborik.
Yeah, and then isn't
What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah, but you don't hear his name he's not that Crosby McDavid name. I'm talking the super sexy top.
He was there.
Yeah, but what about Koivu is probably done, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But
I don't know. I like one of my good buddies is a Minnesota Wild fan, so I tend to silently root for their success. So I think it would be good for them if they get Lafreniere and then, like I said, Kaprizov is coming over and, if Al Stalock is a starting goalie, then all of a sudden there's something there to watch.
Okay. Well, we'll all find out in about 16 hours or so. That should be fun. So final looks on how did the former Sharks do in the playoffs. So Pavelski still in it, has scored a couple goals, contributing, couple key goals, by the way. I believe he scored first in one of the games, and he drove the game to overtime against St. Louis. So
that's how he does it,
right? That's not little Joe anymore, but Dylan. Not setting the world on fire.
But you know what, though?
Don't have to.
And he's a defensive defenseman.
I was going to say, guys like Brendan Dillon, if you don't hear about them, that's a good thing.
Exactly.
Yes, precisely.
Marlo, nice knowing you.
Poor guy. I feel so bad.
See you in Teal in about 6 months.
You need to stop saying that.
Dude,
why would you wish that on this team?
Dude, I'm not wishing it. I'm saying it because Doug Wilson essentially called it and said it was fait accompli when he made the trade. That's why I think it's so funny when people are coming at me on Twitter going, "Why are you bringing that up?" And I'm like, "Dude, Doug Wilson basically said it was going to happen."
Play the sounder.
Who?
No, you said fait accompli, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know words. I have the best words.
But he basically called it.
You're right. No, he did call it. But Rocket and I kind of bullied you about this last week. But I if it does happen, that's terrific. But I don't think it should. I think Marlo, honestly,
was the least unenthusiastic or the most unenthusiastic terrific I've ever heard in my life.
I think Marlo should re-up with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Does Pittsburgh want to re-up Marlo?
You know what? Cheap option.
I know. I'm just saying.
Cheap. And everybody's saying, "Oh, I can't believe Marlo didn't have any points. He's playing on the third line."
Oh.
What do you expect? He's a guy. If he doesn't razzle dazzle you and get 20 goals, okay, whatever. But if you're paying $900,000 to not get victimized by the top line of the other team, then are you really losing out? No.
All right. Moving on. Barclay Goodrow.
No points, but from what I understand, he's played very well.
Justin Braun.
Who?
All right. Jonas Donskoy.
Wow.
He I mean, 3 points in 3 games. I wonder if he's kind of looking at San Jose and is like, what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah, but you can't, because how long did he go without getting, like,
Exactly.
It's not on San Jose. That was his doing.
Yeah, exactly.
We got their numbers.
maybe he finally cut down his stick. You know, that was one of the seriously, like, the entire time he was in San Jose, his stick was probably like 6 inches too long.
Oh,
just let it go.
Overcompensating.
Let it go.
And I think with Justin Braun, just rolling back real quick, I think Braun is kind of the same thing as Dylan, where we haven't heard about him, so that's probably a good thing.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Nyquist.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, he's got an assist in 5 games, but he, again, same thing as like a Patrick Marleau, where he hasn't been victimized, and just in the games of Columbus, Toronto I've watched, it seems like he's been on the we'll say getting the tertiary assist. You know what I mean?
I know words. I have the best words.
All right. Alex Stalock, I think we know what happened there. Dylan DeMello.
Poor guy. Winnipeg's best defenseman.
Yeah.
Reimer.
Oh, that guy's outstanding.
Yeah, played really well for Carolina.
Hell yeah.
Grice.
Didn't even start.
All right. Haley.
Didn't even play.
Carpenter.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Oh, did he play?
Brian Carpenter?
No, Michael Haley.
Michael Haley.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I know Thomas Greiss hasn't even come in relief in a game yet. But let's see. Michael Haley.
Is Thomas Greiss in Toronto right now?
Michael Haley hasn't played.
All right.
I didn't think so.
Jason Demers.
He's been pretty good, actually.
Same. Yeah, he kind of, he kind of fumbled the potato a little bit in Game 4, but other than that, same thing as Braun and Dylan.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally, Mike Hoffman.
Who?
That's a god. He's a hero, a goddamn hero.
He was probably Florida's best player.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
It hurts.
I mean, I think he had a goal. I think he had a goal in. Florida lost in 3 or 4 games.
4. 4.
Four.
4.
I think he had a goal in
2 of them.
He had a goal in 3 of them.
Oh shit!
And
okay,
and then I think he had 2 assists in the 4th game. So Homie was their best player.
Well, and who's the I was thinking, dude, that's for me the secret weapon. I'm hoping is that Vegas has no way to respond to Kubalik. Like, I hope that guy just like blows up.
Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, but January of last year, LA gave up Kubalik to Chicago because Kubalik didn't want to sign there.
Oh,
you know what's funny too is because somebody retweeted the tweet from January of 2019. It was like, LA has acquired a 5th round pick in 2019 for the rights to Dominic Kubalik. And so you read the title and it's like, okay, he didn't want to sign there. Maybe he didn't want to come to North America and they were just trying to dump him, whatever. But then you click on the article and you read it and it's like, even at the time, Chief was leading his team in scoring, and I think he was leading the league in scoring too. And they moved him for a 5th. Like, at least, maybe they thought he wasn't coming over at all. But how do you, as Rob Blake, GM of the Kings, how do you not say, hey, if this guy comes over, he's gonna knock it down for you? Dude, the Swiss League is, the Swiss League is where guys go to be razzle-dazzle, but you don't hear of superstars coming out of the Swiss League to the NHL. You don't hear about that.
Okay, and with that, we're gonna...
The last guy to do it was Austin Matthews, and he's not even Swiss.
All right, we're going to take a break and calm him down. We'll be right back.
Hockey fans, gear up at NHLShop.com. The largest assortment of the worst selection of fan gear anywhere. Every NHL team and 7 players you've heard of. all printed on the cheapest material found in China. Shop now and get today's special offer. It's the same offer as every day and won't apply to anything you actually want. NHLShop.com, a failed Fanatics experience.
Warning. Colors shown are for demonstration only and do not reflect the color of the actual product. Some products may not arrive as displayed or may fall apart while in transit. Team and player names are subject to the whims of our printers. You may or may not receive the item you ordered or anything that resembles the item you ordered. I feel like there needs to be some more things added to the back of that. Anyways.
That
Plenty
song
to
just
choose
makes
from.
me laugh. It reminds me of like if you've ever seen Home Alone 3 when the guy turns on the sink faucet and he gets electrocuted and he's like, like that. Like that's what that song reminds me of. Anybody who's seen Home Alone 3 knows what I'm talking about.
Both
Wow.
of you, yeah. Marlowe is gone, so that means that
Who?
now this is the best part. The Sharks now will receive the 2021 third round pick. Right?
You right.
Okay, then. Because you know who was not right? Brian Witt. Dude, it's
I
twice in
was
a
gonna say-
week, dude. Twice in a week. NBCS Bay Area. Come on, man. Your writer's got to do a
Look.
little bit better than this. After a week ago, eating the fact that he forgot Pavelski as a Shark to root for in the postseason. His initial article was 5 Sharks to root for in the postseason, and he didn't name Pavs as one of the 5. Dude,
Well, you
hurries
tend to
up.
get really
But he has to run and
Yes.
hurry and change it to 8. And then dude posts an article that says the Sharks will get the Pens 2020 pick, not the 2021, despite NBCSN having an article reporting 2021 last February. Come on, guys. I'm rooting for you. Get it together, please. I'm begging you. I mean, I know there was layoffs over there like on the last week, but geez, come on, man. So for Brendan Dillon, the Capitals will give San Jose a third-round pick in 2020 instead of 2021 if they win the Cup this season. There is your reason to root for Brendan Dillon, unless you're Rocket, who just roots for him no matter what happens.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, I want the Capitals to win the Cup just for Brendan Dillon to get a Cup, because if there's a dude who's earned it, it's that guy. But whether the third is in 2020 or 2021, I mean, does it matter? I don't think so. I would have liked that Pittsburgh 2021 second. Let me let you know.
You right.
Because even though I made the point last week of picking either 62 or 85th is not that big of a deal, but there are some teams out there who see that number 2 before the ND and they're like, oh, second round pick. So.
All right. The Seattle Kraken have named Everett Fitzhugh, which to me, I'm sorry, is just the coolest name, Fitzhugh. And you know everybody calls him Fitz, but he will be the team broadcaster, positioning him to become the NHL's first black full-time team play-by-play announcer when the league's 32nd team begins play in 21-22. How awesome is this, Rock?
It's great. More diversity in sports is needed and welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially the big thing for me is it's like it's the whole like it's good to see, like Rocket said, it's good to see that diversity, but it's also kind of like showing where it's like, from what I've read, and I've never heard him call a game personally, but from what I've read, he's really dialed in, really smart dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like it's kind of showing, like hey, like yeah, like we can be diverse, and like it's not diversity just to be
woke.
Yeah, on the right side of kind of things. Like you can actually have a situation where it's like it's diverse and it's like everybody is all. I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't spit it out. Where it's like.
It's not a diversity hire. The guy knows what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Right, dude, homie's really good. So I'm very, very pumped for him on both facets, both for as his skills and because, like the NHL is expanding and the NHL is staying true to their word of trying to be inclusive.
I think it's a good pick because it just goes to show like your nationality shouldn't be the most interesting thing about you. You know, your career should speak for itself, and the fact that they're really beginning to let go of some crap that they should have let go of a while ago and introduce, like I said, more people of color diversity in hockey, I think is important. It's more of a true reflection of the fan base.
Me likey.
Yeah.
And so to kind of wrap up this hockey apocalypse, if you will, where there was just like games starting at 9 a.m. and not ending until like 11 at night Pacific. Stick taps to Chris Tanev for just making things really weird.
So how do you plan on celebrating in the bubble?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure we can think of a few things here after we get undressed.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Well, they say all of your best thoughts come in the shower. So maybe that's sort of what he means. You're going to brainstorm in the shower.
Dear Lord. So between that and again, stick taps to the NHL for at least trying to have a good time with what's going on. We saw early on tonight's attendance 0. There was another one that they put up on the Jumbotron that it was something along the lines of, thank you for watching and please leave your couch safely.
Yeah.
But my favorite one right now has to be just them recognizing the fans.
The National Hockey League thanks all of their fans for their support during the NHL return to play.
You got to recognize the fans, people.
I did appreciate the announcement that the wave was strictly prohibited.
Yes.
That was a good one. And also the concessions would remain open throughout the game, and there was a little photograph of somebody standing at the refrigerator.
I like it.
Yeah.
So Sharks news, there isn't any.
Yay!
No, I shouldn't say that. There's one. Tomas Hertl did post video of himself skating, in Czech. So, boom. That's, to borrow a phrase from Jerk, you love to see it.
Yeah, but,
Oh, here comes Jerk to rain on the parade. Go ahead.
Gliding around on the ice with a bunch of kids and going full NHL tilt, those are two very different things. Just saying. What I mean by that is I would hate for somebody to see that and see, oh, if the Sharks were in the return to play, Hertl will be ready to go. No.
No.
The other thing that came out, of course, is Jumbo is, didn't we talk about this last week?
Yes. We talked about it as a possibility, but there was an Instagram photo post of him in a Davos practice jersey. Again, this should not be a surprise.
No. But there did seem to be a lot of other players on the ice. Look at him going, oh! But anyway.
I'll tell you this, though. As an aside, how good does Jumbo Joe look in blue?
Hey, now.
I think he looks pretty good in the Davos sweater.
Wow.
I mean, he's worn it before, so I know what he looks like in it. But still, I see him in that Davos, and I'm like, yeah, Jumbo. And, honestly,
dude. All right, here's Jerk watching it.
Whip it out, whip it out.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I see... even as old as he is and has as much as his play has kind of declined over the last few years, I totally see Jumbo going over to Davos and just terrorizing that league once again.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. I would like that.
Same.
Let's move on. Just a couple more things for you. Ralph Barbieri, if you ever listen to sports, KNBR, Sports Talk, Ralph Barbieri was an institution for that station for a very long time. Anchored the afternoon drive for a long time. And he was one of the reasons, or one of the people that really got me into sports. And unfortunately, he passed away August 3rd. He was one of maybe 2 people on KNBR who would actually acknowledge the Sharks. And he was one of the originators of having great back and forth with Drew Remenda. And it was nice to see Tom Tolbert continue that. So unfortunately, he passed away. He had issues with Parkinson's and finally succumbed to that last Monday. But he was a guy who he had his tagline at the end of every broadcast that would be "Angels fly because they take themselves lightly." But he would switch it every once in a while. He would use his tag phrase, but then he'd kind of go Sharks. Like, he was the only guy who really would pay attention to the Sharks early. Like, I'm talking mid-'90s to late 90s, early 2Ks. So it was nice to hear him talk about it. Now, the real kind of funny thing about this is that KNBR, of course, spent the first day back after hearing about this fawning all over Ralph Barbieri, even though they unceremoniously kicked him to the curb back in 2012. So that was a little odd. It was a little bizarre. Things did not end well, but hey, they tried to, I guess, do the best they could. But anyway, stick tap to Ralph Barbieri, again, the only guy on KNBR for quite some time that would actually give any morsel to Sharks fans that were just begging for a little bit of talk on sports radio. Like, please. NBCS Bay Area had some layoffs. Will the Sharks or their fans notice a difference? Can't see why. Brody's still there? Yep. Okay, then. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
I mean, it depends if you consider going from 1 article a week to 0 articles a week a noticeable difference.
I think that might be an upgrade the way articles have been going with that. Yikes.
He's not wrong. You are not wrong, AJ.
I'm just, again, I would rather you put out nothing at all than put out misinformation. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. And going a step further on that, and look, I'm not purposely looking for people to throw under the bus or to call out, but once in a while it's just kind of like when the mistake is so blatantly obvious, it's like, come on, be better. Someone at the Hockey Writers, be better, dude. You put out an article talking about how the Ducks had gone through 11 logos in 24 seasons. I'm going, 24, huh? Would have swore they wore a 25th season jersey last year. But okay then. Now, meanwhile, the Hockey Writers about 5 times a week puts out a tweet looking for writers. So there you go. Maybe that's why. Finally, okay, Rocket's probably going to go get coffee on this one because Jerk and I are going to have some things to say. But at the beginning of this week, last Monday, I put out an article about the Fanatics. And there were some people that had some things to say. So I want to answer a couple of those things, and we'll talk about it. But basically, the gist of the article was that the Fanatics runs a few websites, steinersports.com, sportsmemorabilia.com, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's a couple others that I haven't even found out about yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. But the point of the article was to address a few things. First off, a large amount of the product that's listed on both those sites is in fact fake, and we'll get into what that means here in a second. Because what I'm talking about is the jerseys that are actually legit, that if you strip them of their poor customization, okay, then they're legit. That's fine. But for me, the bad customization, that makes them fake. Any licensed seller would not be able to sell those. Am I right, Jerk?
You're right, but I personally, I wouldn't say fake. I would say inaccurate or faulty.
Looks
I could see where, I mean, yeah, well, and that's
inaccurate.
To your point, yeah, it looks fake, but I think a part of the reason why people got really burnt about it was because underneath the crappy customization, it was a real jersey, and
on some,
right, yes, on some of them, and as we also said, there's one jersey in particular that's not even a counterfeit of a real jersey; it's literally something somebody made up, but. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I see it from the point of view where it's like, okay, it's not totally fake. It's maybe inaccurate or mishandled or whatever word you want to use. But to your point, a licensed retailer is not going to sell that. Let me back up. A reputable licensed retailer is not going to sell that.
Well,
It depends on where you
license-
get your lettering from, because there's actually several different companies that provide lettering to the different jerseys. Some of them is like Stills. One of them I think was called like Crystal Palace or something, but I'm not sure if they're still around or not. They may have changed. So it's like, depending on what you get, you're supposed to get a particular style of letter kit with it. And a lot of times, I mean, I know working in Nashville, they put the wrong letter kits on the jerseys all the time.
Well,
And it's not that would definitely fall under inaccurate.
Well, a licensed retailer, if everything is legit and running above board, a licensed retailer would lose their license for selling some of the things that are on that website.
Solid point.
So, I looked at it. It's like, would you buy a MacBook that it was written M-A-C-K book and said it was made by Lapel instead of Apple? Even though everything about the inside is all Apple and all of that, it's just it has a couple little things that it's not quite accurate, but it's still, you know what I mean? Apple can't sell that.
Oh, I wish they could. If it was just superficial stuff like that and I could get it at a discount price with like the same insides, hell yeah, I'd buy it.
But the other thing being, the prices are just ridiculous. And the other thing, have you ever seen a person's face when they find out that the item that they spent their hard-earned money that they thought was authentic and awesome is and actually fake or not legitimate, not authentic? Have you ever seen a person's face with wow? But these unscrupulous assholes, they're selling this stuff to take advantage of naive or ignorant fans. When you see a signed jersey for $50 or $75, that price raises a flag that the item is likely fake because it's so cheap. When you're shelling out $400 for a jersey, I would think most people are going to expect that the jersey is actually legit, that it's authentic, straight up, all around. Not that, the jersey's okay, but the customization is sus as shit. So that was a large majority of the point that I was getting. Either way, it comes down to one simple point. Fanatics owns and runs these sites. You can go on there. You can see for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go look at the website. It's pathetic, some of the stuff that they're doing. And I'll give you one example that's actually on the article. That's on tealtownusa.com. But there's a Roenick jersey. Sports Memorabilia has this jersey for like $360. The exact same jersey, the photo, it's up there for $250. Fanatics runs all this, guys. It's up on them to vet every single item. The fact that they aren't is negligent.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's like, this is kind of how I would explain it to somebody else, right? So let's say, you can kind of think about it like this, like where let's say we found some third party independent person to sell some Teal Town USA stuff. And those people, this hypothetical third party, let's say that they were being rude with our customers, hypothetical customers. Who is the hypothetical customer going to look at? Probably Teal Town USA, because that's on the shirt they're buying. But also, flip it around. Let's say somebody that we're good buddies with, they're like, oh, hey, can we use your because our website has a shopping capacity to it. Yeah. So let's say somebody
I know words. I have the best words.
Let's say one of our buddies is like, hey, you want to throw this on your store? Just as a way to like drive traffic. Cool. That'd be great. No problem. But so what if that thing we're selling, even though it's not technically ours, we're just a facilitator? What if it's...
Oh, it's on us, dude. I look at it, it's on us because it's on our website. We're the ones that approved it.
So are the signatures as well on these signed jerseys, are they counterfeit?
Well, they're, Beckett or JSA or COA or whatever these authenticators are. They're saying that this is legitimate now, and they'll have pictures of a guy signing something, but they're essentially in a roundabout way, it's like they're saying that, yes, the signature is legitimate, but the problem is their guarantee that's on their website doesn't mention the signature. It says the item or collectible or memorabilia you're buying is legit. They're guaranteeing the item. Now, if it says we're guaranteeing the signature, that's great. But wouldn't you say a Brent Burns signed puck is probably going to be worth a little bit more than, say, a Brent Burns signed baseball? You know what I mean? Like the signature, fine, you know, but it's like, does somebody want a Brent Burns signed, you know, a Brent Burns used signed stick signed by Brent Burns? Or do you want a, you know, camera that was used by somebody signed by Brent Burns? You know what I mean? Like that.
I want a Tennessee Titans helmet signed by Joe Pavelski.
Exactly. And I've seen that type of shit too. But it's like, do I want Patrick Marleau's autograph on a tennis ball? No. So it's
I don't think you'd want anybody's autograph on a tennis ball.
Right?
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Well, maybe Sergey. Well, no, Roger Federer. Yeah, because that would get you some money. Let me get back here though for
on
a hot
tennis
second.
Ball?
Yeah, he was a tennis player. But John on the super chat, an apple with a pear logo on the lid. Absolutely.
No,
thank you for your donation, John. Very much appreciate that.
Thank you, John. So nice you had to say it twice. Yeah, no, it's, I don't know. And again, like on Reddit, and you know, I did see a couple people trying to light you up, but the general point you were making it's not any less important.
Well, for me, I look at it is that if a licensed retailer, Fanatics, the Shark Store, Dick's Sporting Goods, whoever, if they can't sell it on their site, it just made like Fanatics. That's what I think is so screwed up about this whole thing is Fanatics owns and runs these companies. Why aren't you selling this shit on your own website? Oh, because you can't. Because it's not licensed. Because it's inauthentic. That's the point of the whole thing. And it's like, so wait a minute, isn't that a huge conflict? Why is the NHL and the NFL and every other league doing business with Fanatics when they are literally running sites that are selling counterfeit merch or inaccurate merch? Some of it's counterfeit, some of it's inaccurate. Fine.
So they just want the monopoly on sports memorabilia. Doesn't matter if it's top tier or bottom garbage. They want you to go through them in order to get it. That seems a little sus.
Scotch.
Yeah.
So Michael Rubin, evidently the guy behind all of this,
Fuck that guy.
Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, and you, for those of you who don't know, there's a great Twitter account out there called @FanaticsSucks. I highly go subscribe, go follow, whatever.
Dude, I still don't believe that's not you who runs it. Like that seems very on brand for you.
I'm not the only one who hates Fanatics, bro. I'm not a party of one up in here. But go follow them. It's every day. It's new retweets of people putting up, their stories of where people have said, they placed orders back in March. They still haven't gotten their stuff. Stuff they did get, it's literally falling apart. Like there's photos of, letters that are on jerseys that are already peeling off, or there's shirts that have print. After one person posted, they had hand washed the shirt once, and the graphics were already peeling off.
Or like they needed to print a shipping return label, but they were being charged $20 for a shipping return when it wasn't their fault that they got the wrong product or a default or defective product in the first place.
That's the other thing that I think that oh my God, it blows me away. It's like, wait a minute, you guys sent me the wrong thing and you want me to are you out of your fucking minds? Or my favorite all-time screw-ups, by the way, these are awesome, is there's a few where, let me see, there was somebody who ordered a jacket, and up here in the upper left, it had like the Baltimore Ravens logo, and on the sleeve it said Vikings.
Vikings. That's like, I saw a shirt online that said San Jose Sharks on the front of it, and then on the back it had the Jacksonville Jaguar logo.
Yep. And it just makes you wonder, like, how does this shit get out of the printing room? Like, how did they not see that? Like, how many eyes does this have to go in front of before it actually goes into the box? Like, these people are so just mailing it in, don't care, don't know anything about sports. They're,
You're right, they don't.
They probably look at it and go, oh, man, I didn't know the Vikings played in Baltimore. Cool. You learn something new every day. Jesus Christ. Patrick Tyler, thank you so much for your super chat donation. Who is surprised AJ isn't running that count? Everybody, evidently.
Everybody.
Just to let you know, it's actually Felix. But anyway, no. I'm kidding. But, oh, yeah, Puck Guy. Oh, dude. Puck Guy.
Who?
His All-Star shirt ruined in one wash. Meanwhile, both Puck Guy and I have shirts that are 26 years old from the 94 playoffs made by Starter. Not a damn thing is flaked off from those. Not a damn thing. So, again, why people order anything. Oh, and by the way, too, for those of you who don't know, Fanatics bought Majestic, bought Lids, owns Fans Edge. So if you're buying from any of those companies, you are buying from Fanatics. You are supporting this deceptive machine.
I know words. I have the best words.
I just want to know how they're getting away with this. Like, who are their contract lawyers? Because these guys are good.
This is what I'm saying. John is back. Win it for Jumbo shirt. Still in great shape. Thank you. See?
That's right. Because
we care about quality. We could have done shirts so fast and so cheap, and you get about 3 or 4 wears out of it, and then, well, that was a fun shirt to have. No. If we were going to put our name on it, we wanted something quality. And here's another one. 47. A lot of people look at the 47 brand. Oh, they make some decent stuff. I would disagree. I just got an email that they have some. Okay, so the shirt, I guess their shirts are a little thin for me, but whatever. But the thing I think is so funny, and I don't know, I almost kind of feel like this is them like running roughshod over Fanatics. 47 is putting out NHL shirts right now that they all look like you've owned the shirt for like 15, 20 years. Like the logo's kind of flaked off and peeled off, and I'm like, oh, so you're selling current Fanatic stuff.
Yeah.
It's just flaking off.
For what it's worth too, because Fanatics has agreements with a lot of these other, like you said, like New Era, 47, not Adidas, 47, New Era, all, like, they have a lot of these working. I don't know why I used 47 as an example, but anyway, from what I understand from, reading the tea leaves a little bit, from what I've heard, it sounds like 47 is one of those companies that Fanatics doesn't have a working agreement with.
Good.
Like if you go on the Fanatics website and you click on San Jose Sharks, and you can look at you can look at featured brands, and they've got Adidas, they've got CCM, Fanatics Authentic, Majestic, New Era, Reebok. Yikes. But like, I like Reebok. Yeah, no, Reebok's solid. And like even old time hockey. But yeah, 47, and I do agree, AJ, some of 47 brand shirts they're a little weird, but I like some of their shirts. I know Rocket is particular to their hats.
Yeah, and also I have a bunch of 47 brand stuff that I got through the Nashville Sounds, so that because they do other sports and stuff too that I really like. But I agree they are more thin on the softy tee side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I don't really know the point I'm trying to make in bringing this up, but yeah, 47 brand I do know is one of the brands that Fanatics doesn't have a working agreement with.
Oh, good. Also, I would like to just shout out to Levelware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loy Katoiga says, I need to do a fan suggestion article. I have no problem with doing that. You might see something this coming week where it's just kind of, hey, it's don't support Fanatics, F those guys. But maybe say, okay, if you don't want me to support them, who do I support? Where should I get my stuff? So I might have to put together an article that says, well, here are the places that you can go that have merch but isn't Fanatics. I know somebody brought up something called, is it called like rallymerch.com or something like? It was something rally. I know that. But, yeah, no, that's a good idea. Thanks, Taiga. But, yeah, I've had it with Fanatics. They need to fuck off and die in a big way. Again, Rocket, you brought up the legality of it. I don't understand how these leagues have not gotten together and cohesively said, fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's contracts involved, but how do you let them sell fake stuff? And you look at their Twitter feed. 99% of their tweets are, "We are so sorry for this. We apologize for this." Blah blah blah. You know, we're sorry we sent you the wrong thing. We're sorry we told you we had an item that we no longer have. Oh, that's my other one. We're sorry that we canceled your order that you placed 4 months ago. We're sorry that we canceled that yesterday. I mean, their business practices, I don't understand why anybody would buy with these guys.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What is it? My 2016 Western Conference Champ shirt from 47 is in better shape than my 2019 All-Star shirt from Fanatics. See, you guys know, I won't buy anything that says Fanatics, but I have shirts that are over a decade old that are all in better because they were made by Reebok or they were made by, Starter or a reputable company back when they cared about quality.
I like Fanatics hats.
Those originally I thought kind of sucked, but I will say that their hat game has gotten a scotch better. I'm still not a fan of snapbacks.
Sure,
but
no, I like stretch fits.
Yes,
those are nice. Yeah.
I loved the Reebok stretch fits. Those always fit perfectly.
Yeah, because for those who know me in person, I got a big microwave oven of a head, so
he's got a melon. Full water in that melon.
You right.
But yeah, they all fit the same. The thing I don't like about 47s is sometimes I feel they're a little shallow, But the Fanatics ones, my bitch about them is they're inconsistent. You can try on 3 different hats that all look the same. You try them on, they all fit different. Mm-hmm. Just a scotch of consistency. That's all I'm looking for here.
I'm gonna say like my top lid brand though would definitely be Zephyr, because some of the styles they come out with are just amazing, phenomenal, especially their flat bills. And
I like New Era.
See, and I'm with Rocket, or I agree with AJ. I'm not super big on Zephyr for the same reason AJ is not big on Fanatics, and that not really a fan of the snapback style. But I do agree with you that in terms of hat design, Zephyr is like number 1, and number 2 is like way, 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 way down.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've railed on this for long enough.
Hi, welcome to Hat Club. How can I help you?
Yeah. So I think it's probably time to start loading out here. But after all of this talk about how awful Fanatics is, now a word from our sponsor.
Hockey fans, gear up at NHLShop.com. The largest assortment of the worst thing you actually want. NHLShop.com, a failed Fanatics experience.
Warning. Colors shown are for demonstration only and do not reflect the color of the actual product. Some products may not arrive as displayed or may fall apart while in transit. Team and player names are subject to the whims of our printers. You may or may not receive the item you ordered or anything that resembles the item you ordered. I don't know what gets me more, if it's the Snossus one or if it's literally the guy who got the Thornton jersey, he pulled it out of the bag and the plate was literally peeling off. I don't know which gets me more.
Mine is the fucker one.
It's not how you spell
Poor Ferk. I feel bad for that guy, yeah.
All right, so last looks. Let's get the hell out of here. Should have been out of here 15, 20 minutes ago. So with that, we will likely see you after round 1, the Sunday following, whenever that all wraps up. So probably in about 2 weeks. So, Rocket, where can they find you if they're not already stalking you?
All right. Well, if you're not already stalking me, gosh darn it, why not? You can check me out over on Twitter, talking about hockey and just general bullshit about living in New Jersey. That's R Backhander 76, capital R, capital B, little Ackhander 76. Or you can check out my photographs over on Instagram, the random shots of floors and cats and other things here in life in general. So it's Rocket Backhander, one word. AJ?
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Which means that's your cue, jerk.
Yeah. All right. So, today is Sunday, August 9th, 2020, 9:16 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And the Arizona Coyotes are still in the playoffs. If that is something that gives you
Pause,
joy and excitement, then you're like me, and you should follow me on Twitter at hockey_jerk. Every time the Yotes play, I'm going to be watching it. Can't guarantee I'll be tweeting about it, but you never know. Yotes, August 12th, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 Eastern, 3:30 Mountain, 4:30 Central, 6:30 Atlantic time. So wherever you are, you can watch the game. Yeah, we'll be there. And AJ told me in our private DMs that once Marleau and Pavelski get eliminated from the playoffs, my Yotes will become our Yotes. So don't let him forget about that in about 10 days.
All right. Hashtag totes my Yotes.
All right.
All right. And then for me, again, Pavs or Avs. Either one. Pavs or Avs. That's where I'm at right now. So you can find me on the social media at AJ_strong, and that'll do it. Guarantee you at some point we will do a Type 45 between now and the start of next season. I don't know when that could be, but hey, join us, won't you? So with that, I'm going to... the breeze coming from the NHL fans is so nice. It's so nice. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's episode 106. Don't tell anybody. I heard the next one's going to be 107. I can neither confirm or deny.